For all his sons and his daughters won't fill the cities with faces. Iniquities of they father, bloodthirstiest of our nation. Not for living water, waiting to put that work in. Hamashiach give us that order, prepare to slaughter. For all his sons and his daughters won't fill the cities with faces. Iniquities of they father, bloodthirstiest of our nation. Not for living water, waiting to put this work in. Hamashiach give us that order.
What's your question, sir? What's your question? What's his question, bro? Ram, what's his deal? What's up?
I just want to know. You're so angry at the white man. But it was your country that sent y'all over here.
It was.
I have no problem with that.
Why do you say we don't have problems with that? How are you speaking for me? This is my problem with white people because you keep trying to white explain something to me. You keep trying to explain how I feel, and you've never heard me say that. That is a bold-faced lie. I have a problem with everybody that had a hand in the degradation and enslavement of my people. I have a problem with every single one of them. I even have a problem with my own people who failed to uphold the standard that God set for them, that even made the way for them to be put into slavery. You have no idea what I feel. And until you ask me a question and hear from my mouth, then I don't need you to white explain it to me, sir. What's your name? What's your name? Jared? Jarek? Jerry? Gerald.
All I'm telling you is, your country sent y'all over here and you want to blame us. All I'm saying is, none of us had nothing to do with this shit.
Wait. What's your ethnic background? What part of Europe your family goes back to? Italian. Come on. The Italians have been persecuting the Jews for the longest. You're sitting here standing in front of the Jews that you read about in the Bible. So the Italians have been persecuting the Jews for a long time. Yes, you're people. But let me tell you. Let me ask you this, Gerald. You say, oh, it was our own people that sold us and you had nothing to do with it. How did you end up in America? And why?
My grandfather came over.
Your grandpa? Why did your grandfather come over here? What was he looking for here in this part of the world? Freedom. He was looking for freedom. Who gave your grandfather the opportunity for that freedom? God gave him that opportunity? At the hands of who?
God.
If God did it how did he play it out within his creation, Gerald?
I'm just telling
Was it not with the English and the Spanish and the people that came over here that robbed and murdered those indigenous people that was here? Was it not them? Did not your grandfather come from Italy and come over to this part of the land at the same exact time they were robbing and murdering our people? And your grandfather joined forces with them? For you then to have an opportunity generations down the line to take advantage of this so-called freedom, Gerald? Yes. Listen, you want to sit up and talk about what the people did over in the continent of Africa? Well, guess what? Your grandfather came over here and joined forces with the same people that did it. And they didn't join forces to liberate my people. They joined forces to continue to oppress them. You're a piece of trash, Jared, and your grandfather was too. What's your point?
Louisiana.
What do you said what?
Louisiana paid slaves.
You want to know what's funny? Because you thought that the fact that you're going to bring up that that these slaves were paid as if that made it okay, but you still called them slaves as if it was okay. You're a piece of trash, Gerald. All right? Just because you paid them does not mean that it made it okay, Gerald. All right? Slavery is a problem, simple and plain. At least for us. But listen, Gerald, the day is going to come where I'm going to pay you as my slave. You know that's gonna happen? And I'm gonna make sure you're wearing that silly ass pink hat too where you work my fields, Jared. You're gonna wear that silly ass pink hat when you work my fields, you understand? Because listen, when you out in my field working, your skin is gonna turn the exact same color as that damn hat. That silly ass hat you got on. Don't worry about it. What's your precept? Bring it out. Go ahead.
It's the book of the prophet Isaiah, chapter 14.
Do you believe in God, Gerald? You believe in God? You said God was responsible. Do you believe in the word?
You lost the argument as soon as you degraded me as an insult.
How did I degrade you?
Because as soon as you try to insult.
What insult did I give you? What insult did I throw your way? That talk about your silly ass hat? That hurt you, didn't it, Gerald? You're mad. You thought you was coming out that house and then take off that silly ass hat. Gerald was so messed up. He looked at himself in the mirror a few times before he walked out of the house, and he did not account for a black man like me to come say something about that punk ass hat he's got on. What was your question? My question? Yeah. I just wanted to like shake your hand, bro. That's it. Well, we don't shake hands, man. You know, something's going around, man. They said that there's a mystery illness in both locker rooms, so we're not shaking hands. But I appreciate it. Do you you heard of our movement before?
I haven't. That's exactly what I'm trying to learn more of.
You're trying to learn more of it, right?
What's the name?
So listen. The name is the Men of God. Okay, that's the name of it. Do you believe in justice? What's your name? I'm Taz.
My name is Skiles.
Skiles. You believe in God?
I believe in something.
You're struggling. Okay, that's fine.
I believe.
But do you believe in justice, though?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, give me your understanding of what justice is.
Justice?
Yeah.
People being held accountable for if they do something that's morally incorrect.
Okay, do you feel like the rape, rob, murder, and enslavement of Blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians was morally incorrect?
Yes.
Okay, so where was the justice for that morally incorrupt event in history?
It doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. So when is it supposed to happen?
I don't know.
You don't?
No.
How do you see, if it was something that happened to you, how would you move to execute and to achieve justice?
Exactly the same way that anyone else would.
Which is how?
What y'all are doing.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
No, what are we doing?
You're fucking speaking up.
We're speaking up for the purpose of what?
Because of the injustice that's not been accounted for.
Right, so I'm asking you, right? How would you go about establishing that justice?
Oh, by acknowledging.
So you're telling me that just simple acknowledgement will account for hundreds of years of rape, rob, murder, and
The
oppression?
only thing I can do is what I'm doing right now, is have this conversation with you. And
That's the only thing you can do?
right now, in this moment, yeah.
Why do you say that? Why limit yourself like that?
That's what's happening.
You said your name was Skiles?
Yeah.
Skiles.
Yeah, it's a family name.
Yeah, why would you limit yourself? Why would you limit yourself like that? That the only thing you can do about it is to sit here and listen to us.
I'm not limiting myself to that.
Right, so I want you to go and expand your mind and your brain and formulate a functional idea as to how justice can be served for what you've acknowledged is morally incorrect and corrupt.
I advocate for issues just like this, and I'm a good fucking person.
Like what? Give me an example of issues like this that you advocate for.
I'm a good fucking person. I'm nice to people.
What makes you a good person?
I'm not fucking racist.
You're not racist?
Yeah.
No?
I'm not fucking morally incorrect like what racist people are. I'm just saying, like, I agree with
Who you going for tomorrow? You going for the Chiefs or you going for the Eagles?
the meteor.
You going what?
The meteor.
You going for the meat eater? Oh, come on, man. You say you're what?
The Saints. I don't give a fuck about either one of them.
Oh, you don't care? You don't have a parlay on the game?
I got a gig on Richmond during the Super Bowl. I don't give a fuck about the game.
You said you got a what?
A gig on Richmond during the game. I don't care.
During the game? What do you do?
I'm a musician.
You're a musician, what do you play?
I'm mainly guitar, but I play a bunch of other shit. I'm also a music.
So that's what you're gonna perform tomorrow is the guitar?
Yeah, I'll be on guitar also. Yeah.
So again, let's get back to it. How are we gonna establish justice? Just sitting here listening?
I'm gonna do the only.
If you caught your girlfriend cheating on you, you're telling me that the way that you can for her to make the situation better is to sit there and listen to you tell her about herself?
What does that have to do with what you're?
I'm just giving an example that if somebody did something wrong to you, the way in which justice can be served is them sitting there listening to you.
Did I not tell you that I'm already advocating for trying to do?
I asked you how, and you still haven't told me. So I figured that you didn't have anything. How are situations like this that you advocate for? Give me an example. You said I'm a good fucking person.
I'm trying to be a good person.
So how is that advocating for situations like this by just simply being a good person?
Well, what should I do?
Being a good person was going seeking justice, right?
Well,
To establish what is right.
Tell me what I should be doing.
Great point. You got Isaiah 14? Bring it out.
Because I want to do.
I got you. I'm gonna show you. Go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, starting at verse 1.
Bring it out.
It says, "For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and will set them in their own land."
Jacob and Israel is talking about the children of Israel. Jacob is the progenitor of the 12 tribes which created the Israelites. Who we now know. Hold on.
Advocate for Israel?
Come on, Skiles, you gotta listen first. Remember, you said that's one of the ways that you advocate and establish justice is sitting here listening. And then when I start to talk, you don't want to listen. You want to ask me a question in the middle of it. You gotta be patient.
I said one thing, bro.
One thing in the middle of why I was talking. I just need you to listen, and then I'll pass the baton to you, and we can have a back and forth respectfully, right? Bring it out again from the top.
God, the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 1.
Bring it out.
It says, "For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel."
Again, Jacob is the patriarch of the Israelites. The Israelites today are known as the so-called Negroes, the so-called Hispanic, right, in the indigenous Hispanic, and the native Indians, okay? That's who the Bible describes the Israelites are. So then when you interrupted me and said, so you're advocating for Israel? No, I'm not advocating for the people in the land right now, because the people in the land now, the Bible describes to me as non-Israelites. That's what I was trying to tell Jay earlier when he tried to say he was a Jew. We were going to go and dive into that on the legitimacy of who he actually is. Because there are people in the world calling themselves Jews, and they are not. And the Bible tells me that they are liars in the synagogues of Satan.
Can I say that I fucking agree with you?
So if you agree with me, then we should continue to walk this line of logic together, right?
I walked up here and said I wanted to shake your hand. I agree with everything you're saying.
Hold on. You haven't even heard everything I'm saying to say that you agree.
Everything I've heard so far as I've been sitting here, I walked up here and said I want to shake your hand. I agree with everything you're saying.
Okay, now stay with me then. That's all.
Oh, I will stay right here.
Then stay with me, right? The Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and he will yet choose Israel. Let's make it clear who Israel is. Israel is the so-called blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah chapter 14, verse 1 in the GMT. It says, the Lord will once again be merciful to his people Israel.
He will once again be merciful to his people Israel, because they have lacked that mercy because of their wickedness and disobedience. We'll get there. Read.
And choose them as his own.
Go ahead.
He will let them live in their own land again.
He will let them live in their own land again. That is not the time that we're currently living in. The people in the land now are invaders and imposters. Go ahead.
It says he will let them live in their own land again, and foreigners will come and live there with them.
And the foreigners, the non-Israelites, will come and live there with them. That will be Skiles included, right? So when God gives the children of Israel their land back, when God has mercy upon the blacks, Hispanic, Native Indians, and he gives us the land promised to our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Skiles, you're going to be there too. Doesn't that sound great?
I think we're in agreement.
We're in agreement. Give Skiles a hand, man. We're in agreement. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. I know. I got you. Just so stay with me, Skiles. Right? If we're in agreement, then we have no reason to quarrel. Right? Stay with me. Go ahead.
It says many nations will help the people of Israel return to the land which the Lord gave them.
Many nations will help the children of Israel, the black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, get back to the land that they once lived in and possessed. Go ahead.
And there,
in that land, go ahead.
the nations,
like Skiles, read,
will serve Israel.
Are you ready to serve the Israelites, Kyle?
Not the current state of Israel.
But are you ready to serve?
It's the biblical, like the historical Israelites you're representing. Yes, absolutely.
But do you know that you're standing in front of the historical biblical Israelites? The black, Hispanic, and Native Indians are the Israelites that you historically have read in the Bible.
Can I ask you a question?
Right?
Can I ask you a question?
Breeze understands. Breeze knows it. Hold on.
What did I say when I walked up? What was the first thing I said?
You said that you agree. Well, to me, you said you want to shake my hand, right?
And you refused.
Why did I refuse, though? I said because there's germs.
I never expected
Did I give you a dap? Did we fist bump?
Yeah, can we do that?
We already fist bumped. Come on, man. I don't know what it is about white people. They always want to touch, man. It's crazy.
Right.
No, we didn't.
We did.
No, we did not.
When you walked up, Skiles, and I asked for your name, we bumped fists, bro. It's on tape.
I don't understand how when I walked up to you and I wanted to shake your hand, that you somehow turned it to me disagreeing with me, bro.
Are you high, Skiles? I never said that you disagree with me. I literally just told you right now, when you said that we agreed, I said if we agreed, then stick with me. You said okay.
I'm talking about when I first walked up.
And all I did was I said the germs are going around because there's an unknown illness going around in both locker rooms, and we bumped fists, man. It's all right, bro.
You're totally right.
Okay. Again,
I agree with
it says that these other nations, like Skiles, are going to help the Israelites and they're going to serve them. Are you ready to serve black, Hispanic, and Native Indians?
Absolutely.
Okay, then we still agree with each other. You still agree to each other. Now let's continue. Read.
It says, and there, the nations will serve Israel as slaves.
And these other nations will serve Israel as slaves. Is that something that you can get down with?
No.
Huh?
No.
Why not? Wouldn't you say that that's justice, Skiles?
That's wrong.
Is it justice?
Is what justice having other slaves?
Taking account of the way you define justice is taking accountability for the moral corruption and the moral wrong behavior.
I see.
So how would you? This is my side of how we establish justice. You are now saying, well, that's wrong. So how will we establish justice?
By not doing wrong ever again.
You said by not doing wrong ever again?
Yeah.
And you think that that's effective? You're telling me right now that if I killed your mother and then I got caught and I promised to never do it again, then that'd be sufficient for you?
How could you ever do it again if you killed my mother?
What do you mean?
How could you kill my mother again?
If I never killed again. If I killed your mom and that was the last time I ever killed, you'd be cool with that. As long as I live the life to never do it again, you'd be okay with that.
No,
So why do you want me to be okay with the so-called white man killing all of my black, Hispanic, Indian ancestors, and you're saying to never do it again is okay?
I'm not okay with that.
But that's the suggestion you just gave me. Styles, come on, man.
Are you advocating that I say that we should do it again?
No. I'm telling you that if I give the proposal as to how we establish justice, it's to take you into the same bondage that your ancestors had us in. You say no. So I say, what is an alternative way? You said to never do it again. So all I did was I took your example and your suggestion, I applied it to a different scenario situation that I knew you weren't going to be okay with. Because if I killed your mother, you would have so much anger in you that you would never allow me to get away with it if I made the simple promise to never kill again.
Right.
That's ignorant. That's all I did. I made a suggestion, you disagreed, you put yours on the table. This is how negotiations work.
Right.
So now when I showed a flaw in your suggestions, now we're back at square one. How do we establish justice, Styles?
I want to tell you, I feel like there's nothing wrong with me saying never do it again, but also maybe I don't have an answer.
I never said that there was anything wrong with it. I just said it's not a viable solution. The same way, because all I did was I flipped it. If you're telling me that's what you want me to accept, okay, would you, Styles, accept that? And when I put it on you, you said, no, I wouldn't accept that.
I would not.
Exactly, so why do you want me to accept it, Styles, and you know you wouldn't?
I don't want you to accept it.
Okay, but that was your suggestion. So my suggestion is the same slavery that you had us in is the same slavery that you got to go in.
Right.
Keep reading from the part that they will serve. Let me finish reading. I'm going to show you something. And this is where we start getting into whether or not people are actually good people. Where somebody is actually a good person is where they take accountability and the consequences that come from it. Right? The ball is rolling. And the momentum has picked up so much, it's not really anything that any individual white man can do, nor any white people collectively, to stop the momentum as to what has already happened. It's going to take an act of God, and when he does it, guess what? It's going to have an equal and opposite reaction to the very things that you kicked off in the world. Bring it out.
It says, and there the nations will serve Israel.
They will serve Israel, the black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. Anybody that want to know who the Israelites are, come talk to me. Because we out here to really talk to our people. Read.
It says, and there the nations will serve Israel as slaves.
As slaves, go ahead.
Those who once captured Israel.
Those who once captured Israel, if we understand that the so-called blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians are Israel, who captured them? Because white people always want to come and say, it was your people that sold us. Yes, some of them were sold, but a lot of them was captured as well. You guys got caught stealing human beings. And then didn't even consider them human beings. And then hundreds of years later, then you want to say, well, in the name of humanity, we should just all let it go.
No.
Okay, so let's see if okay, if you're saying no, I have no problem with that. But I want to see whether or not Styles is actually a good person. Let's see.
That's what I walked.
We gonna see, huh?
That's what I walked up here by saying.
Saying that you're a good person. And all I'm doing is I'm putting it to the test. Let's see how much of a good person you actually are.
I walked up here saying I agree with everything you're fucking saying, and I want to know the name of your group.
Hold on, but I just said right now for the slavery that your ancestors put us in, you got to go into. You said no, so we're clearly at a disagreement right now, right?
I mean,
so did we finally find a place where we disagree, Styles?
I mean, if that seems like a solution to the problem, if that honestly seems like a solution to the problem, I'll do it.
You'll do it? You'll do it. You'll do it.
You really think it's a solution?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You want to know why? You want to know why? Because a lot of people don't understand the psychological effect of what slavery had on us, right? So even now, watch this. So watch this. It's a psychological thing that we still have to get over and have to overcome, right? You don't understand. I can join your band and we can rock out all night together. But guess what? There's still a psychological complex that not only myself, but our people as an entire whole have with being joined elbow to elbow with you guys, right? Does this make... Watch this. I got you. Watch this. Watch this, Kyles. Does this make any sense? Right? If I did a simple exercise with you right now, I said, close your eyes. You're on the eastern shores of Europe, right? Somewhere in damn Greece somewhere, right? You're on the beach. If I snap my fingers, you're now at the bottom of a ship.
Oh, yeah.
If I snap my fingers, you're at the bottom of a ship. What's the first thing come to your mind? What are you thinking right now?
That I've never once disagreed with you during this.
Skiles, come on, man. I'm trying to have a simple conversation with you. I'm trying to break it down and simplify it. If you're if you are on the beach in Europe somewhere and I snap my fingers and the scene suddenly changes to you being in the bottom of a ship chained up, what's the first thing that you're thinking now? Walk with me through the exercise. Survival, right? Survival for the purpose of, well, survival by way of what? You're now chained, you want to survive. How are you going to survive? What are you trying to do? What are you trying to accomplish?
By any means necessary.
By any means necessary. Give Skiles a hand. Give Skiles a hand. I like that. By any means necessary. Because at that point, any way to get yourself out of the situation is necessary at that point, right?
That's what you have to live. That's what you've had to go through.
And we have to live. And we have to live by any means necessary, right? So let me ask you this. Does it make sense, Skiles, that after 50 years, you now are fighting to be a part of the nation that chained you up and put you in slavery? Does that make sense?
No!
It doesn't make any sense.
It does not make sense.
So here's the thing.
So
here's the thing. Do you understand now, in 2025, that the same people who were taken from the western shores of Africa, chained up, put into the bottom of cargo ships, transported across the Atlantic, forced to work on plantations where they were beat, where they were raped, where they were mistreated, where babies were cut out of their stomachs, right? Where they were completely abused for hundreds of years. Can you understand in 2025, these same people are now fighting to be a part of the nation that did that to them?
I do.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah, it does not make sense, but it makes sense.
It doesn't make any sense, right?
People are fighting against that.
No. The people that this happened to are fighting to be a part of the nation that did it to them. Does that make sense? So this is what I'm trying to tell you. You asked me, or you made a statement. You said, if you feel like that is the actual solution, then you're ready. And I'm saying you damn right. Because until the day comes where so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians recognize just how much better they are than the people that have done them wrong, we'll always be subservient and in subjection to you. So that's the reason why we have to go and dominate the so-called white man. You see the confidence that all of these NFL players have on the field tomorrow? Do you think any black man on the field tomorrow is afraid of or intimidated by some goddamn white man? Hell no. You want to know why? Because we have effectively executed dominance in that particular field. So imagine what the world would be like when Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians executed and performed dominance over the so-called white man on the entire planet Earth. I can't wait for that day. And that day is coming. And that is what we call justice, Skiles. All praises to the Most High God.
Some way I can feel like, can I, obviously I'm not gonna ask can I be part of your group because I don't think I can, but like, can I like...
You know how you can be, you want to be a part of our group? You want to be a part of our group? I want you to take the message that I gave you today and I want you to go inform all the rest of your so-called white counterparts.
Be a good person, yeah.
No, not be a good person. I want you to take the message that I gave to you today. The fact that you understand and know it makes absolutely no sense for the so-called Blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians to join forces and to fight to be a part of the nation that have been abusing it for hundreds of years. You said it doesn't make sense, right? And we also gave a viable solution that the way in which we dominate in the athletic world and we have no intimidation of whites is the way in which Blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians are going to raise up and execute that same type of demeanor in every aspect. In every aspect, economically, politically, and in entertainment. We've already done it in a few of those categories, but it's going to be totality across the board. Take that message and go spread it to your other white people.
I will.
And that's how you could be and help out my group.
I will do exactly.
That's how you could do that. Also, I want you to let them know, right, that you guys are not white, right? You're more pink than anything, right? So you are not a white man, right? You're not even a European, buddy. You are an Edomite that the Bible speaks of. That's the best news that I have for you today. Because we talked about how serving justice means that you got to go into slavery and subjection the way that we've been in slavery and subjection to you. But the best news I got for you is that your identity, your true identity as given by God is spoken of in the Bible. You're an Edomite and your forefather is Esau. Take that understanding, take your identity, and take the message that the day is going to come when you have to pay back what your ancestors and what your forefathers have done to us. You do that, we good money. And we condemn to that. Is that the message you're going to go and carry on?
Sounds good to me, man.
All right, well, set up right across the street, man, and go and you build your crowd and let your people know exactly what fate they have coming. That they're going into slavery to the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. That's the time that's coming.
For all his sons and his daughters won't fill the cities with faces. Iniquities of they father, bloodthirstiest of our nation. Not for living water, waiting to put that work in. Hamashiach gives that order, prepare slaughter. For all his sons and his daughters won't fill the cities with faces. Iniquities of they father, bloodthirstiest of our nation. Not for living water, waiting to put this work in. Hamashiach gives that order.